Hi there, Peter Andrews. Twice more, I think I'm going to try to get your attention with the video here, and then I think I kind of will have said my piece. Thank you for making your comment. It was very insightful. In some ways, I don't want to say it put me in my place, but I mean, on the matter of biology, or botany, I I completely defer to you. I've only recently learned about the importance of weeds, and I think you're completely right. And that I would also extend that, I think, to regenerative agriculture, natural sequence farming, they call it. There's another term too. Uh, I guess, and rehydrating the soil, the land. We're in complete agreement, I think. I've read The Hidden Half of Nature, a book you probably know, and that was probably the first source that made me think again about weeds and mowing them with a scythe and all. Now, and no swamps. A swamp is not a good thing. Well, it's got its purpose, I suppose. Or marshes, that's different. That's not what I'm trying to do. That's not what you're trying to do. We agree. Where we disagree, though, is how to get the water into and onto the land. There, I seem to disagree with almost every thing I see online. I keep looking and looking, trying to find something that's the way I think, and then I think, hey, I can let it go. I'll just defer to them or say, P.A. Yeoman's swales. The problem with them and key line design, the problem with that is two-part, really. One is that he always talks about putting a slight slope on it, and he tailored his work to farm machinery, fossil fuels. And when you've got traction, whether it's a tractor pulling something or even a horse or a oxen pulling something, or even a person, when you pull, it wants to go straight. And to do the kind of work required for what I want, you have to be able to do very sharp curves. It really has to be done by hand. I'm not sure I'd mentioned that before. No impounding for me. There's no impounding of water necessary. The weirs or the prise d'eau, all they do is catch the water, and it can stay on a virtually level plane, snaking around. From there, you don't have to. The weir doesn't really have to raise the water level much at all, except for maybe the thickness of your pipe. So no leaky weirs, no check dams. The idea, I guess, is that the water seeps laterally into the ground behind the obstruction. Whereas with what I do is I bring it out onto the surface and it seeps down into the ground. All right, now what else? So we agree. I wanted to mention those. I think I'm not going to be content with the idea that you understand how different my approach is unless I feel that you know these terms and you've actually searched them maybe online on YouTube videos and taken a look at them. Bisses, B-I-S-S-E-S, that's plural. Or if you want, suonen, acequias, levadas, vala, Weisserleitungen. Those are words in different languages for really pretty much the same thing. And the bisses, for example, and so on, they're usually applied to really high relief land, so they're so dramatic. But the principle is the same, even if it's extremely low relief land, like what I think you're working with in Australia. So bisses, if you haven't looked at what they are and what they do, I don't think you understand how different my approach is. Leats, L-E-A-T-S, is an English word, an Old English word that sort of says the same thing. Another term, prise d'eau, Prise, a new word, D''eau, trap of water, French-Swiss word. If you search that on YouTube, you'll find them, but they're really almost not even mentioned with abyss, because they're so obvious where you just catch the water. There's really nothing much to it. They might be called, well, they could be called a weir, but not a leaky weir, a diversion dam, but it's not a dam, or a barrage. In English, we only have really dam. We don't have a couple of words for it. Another term, zanjas, Z-A-N-J-A, plural S, zanjas de infiltración, a Spanish word. These words, if you don't actually go to the bother of taking a look on YouTube videos to take a look, see what they are, you're not going to understand how my thinking is different. Perfect contour, obviously you understand that, but and then drop structures. That's a word from agricultural engineering or irrigation engineering, and with it a hatch. A hatch is a place that you drop it, either a good bit, or well, with a hatch it's almost never a little bit, never a good bit, it's just a little bit. That's the way you do your irrigating. But a drop structure is how the water is lowered, since they're on perfect contours. They don't do this snaking business. Terrible idea. So those terms, if you haven't checked those terms out, I'm going to put them in the description. Also, they're spelled right there. I don't think you really understand how different my thinking is. Different and yet so simple, and used worldwide, from the Incas to Pakistan to China. Just almost anywhere there was a civilization, this is the system that they used. And then finally, and for now, I want to mention that I don't know if I did mention that my land is bulldozed iron mine, surface mining land. So I'm working with terrible soil that I'm reviving, but it's working. I don't know if I had mentioned that. So I'm going to give two links that I highly recommend. One is to my own work on contour gardening, done, I don't know, almost 10 years ago, that I just show in miniature what I'm talking about. I'll give that link. And the other one is, I'm just going to give you a recommended link for a look at a Suon, or a Biss in Switzerland. Lovely. It's kind of inviting you to go on a little tiny Swiss vacation if you'll look at it. So I don't have too much more to say, but I probably will do one more video. Thank you so much for your time and attention. Bye for